Today we're reading Louder Lily by Jennifer Choldenko and illustrated by S.D. Schindler. When Lily heard her name, she answered, "Here," in a soft voice. You couldn't hear it, even if you wanted to. Mrs. Backmeyer marked Lily absent. When Lily heard, "All right, everyone, find a partner," Lily's stomach twisted and her mouth froze closed. Every kid had a partner, except Lily. "You, with the ponytail, come be my partner," Mrs. Backmeyer said. The whole class stared at Lily. "Lily, sweetheart, you have to learn to speak up," Mrs. Backmeyer said, erasing the 0 by Lily's name. Mrs. Backmeyer did not have a speak-up problem. Her voice was so loud you had to listen to it whether you wanted to or not. Even the birds in the sky and the fishes in the sea heard Mrs. Backmeyer, and they all did what she said. At recess, Lily did not go out to play. She curled up in the corner of the classroom next to Lois, the guinea pig, and read books. Only Lois knew she was there. Poor Lily. After recess, Mrs. Backmeyer asked, who wanted to take care of Lois? Arms shot up around Lily, wild arms, waving arms, arms that flew in all directions. Lily wanted to raise her hand, but her hand would not go up. Rita B. got to take care of Lois. Rita B. got to take her out of her cage. Rita B. got to fill her water and pour the seeds into her dish. "How was school today?" Lily's mom asked when she picked her up. "Did you have someone to eat lunch with?" "Lois," Lily said. "That's nice," her mom said. "What's your last name? I'll invite her whole family over for dinner." "She's an orphan," Lily said. "Oh dear, you be nice to her, Lily Ann." The next day, when it was time to find partners, a girl named Cassidy grabbed Lily's arm. "You're my partner for Rhyming Pond," Cassidy announced. "You write the rhymes, I'll color the fishies. Squishy, fishy, itchy, witchy, cookie dough, Oreo." "Who did these?" Mrs. Backmeyer asked. "They're terrific." "I did," Cassidy said. During lunch, Cassidy wanted to share. "You get the carrots, I get the cake," she said. It doesn't sound like sharing to me. In science, Cassidy got the butterflies. Lily got the dirt. And in the reading corner, Cassidy got Secrets of Fairy World, and Lily got the Big Book of Grammar Rules. Every day after that, Cassidy picked Lily as a partner. "Lily is my best friend," Cassidy said. But Lily stood with Lois, watching Rita B. clean her cage. Cassidy doesn't sound like a very good partner or a friend. Then one day, Mrs. Backmeyer got laryngitis. Mrs. Snyderman was there. Mrs. Snyderman didn't do partners. Mrs. Snyderman didn't do much of anything except talk on her cell to Mr. Snyderman. It's not a very good teacher. "Hey," said Cassidy, "let's take Lois out." Cassidy opened the cage and picked up Lois. "May I have a turn?" asked Lily in a voice you didn't have to hear it if you didn't want to. Cassidy didn't want to. "Let's give Lois a haircut," said Cassidy, grabbing the scissors. "Hey, don't do that," said Lily. "I'm going to tell," said Rita B. Who are you going to tell? Cassidy said. Mrs. Spider-Man? Mrs. Snyderman was in the bathroom. She'd been in there a long time, much longer than it took to do your business, no matter what kind it was. Leave Lois alone, said Lily in the loudest voice she had ever used in her whole life, but Cassidy didn't hear. Let's pour glue in her water, Cassidy said. Lily wished Mrs. Backmeyer was there with all her might, but Mrs. Backmeyer wasn't there. No teacher was there. Cassidy grabbed Lois's water bottle. She tipped the glue forward. Uh-oh. Lily's face burned. Her mouth tasted like Tabasco sauce. From deep inside came a loud voice. It made the windows rattle, the desks rumble, and the rug come off the floor. Stop it! It's your uvula? That's funny. Everyone stopped it. The kids in Lily's class, the kids in the class next door, the birds in the sky, and the fishes in the sea, they all stopped it too. Even the glue in the bottle stood still. All the fishes in the seas. Give her here, Lily said. You could have just told me you wanted a turn. You didn't have to get so bossy, Cassidy said. Let's put her back in her cage, said Rita B. We won't let Cassidy near her, said Lily. Ever again, said Rita B. When Mrs. Backmeyer came back to school, she still couldn't speak very loudly. Pick partners, she whispered. Rita B? Lily asked in a voice just loud enough for Rita to hear. Lily, said Rita B, taking her hand. And they were partners. The end. Will Lily find her voice in time to help a friend? Sounds like she did.